Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into the Famous Dwayne's podcast. I'm your host, Dwayne. With me is my two unofficial co-hosts, Hope and Ajaya Divine. Say what up to the people.
Peace.
So today we are talking about the outcome of this election, selection, whatever you want to call it, depending on your level of wokeness or whatever. So initially we were going to do this right after the election, but the results were inconclusive. You know, it was a pregnancy test. It was too early. We had to wait a couple of days. So now they're saying that Mr. Biden is projected to win the election, but those that are that were born before '89 have seen this movie before, or old enough to remember this movie before, and when about 20 years ago when they gave Al Gore the presidency, and then they were like, nah. So either way, there's people celebrating in the streets like niggas got free or something like that.
Like stopping traffic.
Yeah, stopping traffic, and back home niggas is in the streets with the gentrifiers popping bottles like it's all good. Still gonna be laying their rent, but
all good. Like it's all good.
Yeah. Racism has ended is what many people seem to think.
He's free now. So I guess the best thing, the way to start it off is we'll start off with your initial reaction of hearing the news. Hope, I'll start with you.
Okay. So when I first heard, their projection, I wondered why they weren't using the word president-elect, because that's normally what they say whenever the president has won, or whoever wins the election. So I was just really focused on the words, and not just because of being woke or whatever, but when I was growing up, I always really zoomed in on words and wanted to know what words meant. So that was honestly my first thought, was why are they wording it like this? And then as I kept reading and doing a little more research, I realized that this is just the popular votes. The Electoral College hasn't done their votes yet. And then, like you said, I was reminded of the Al Gore election and everything. So those are my first couple of thoughts before I started, piecing things together.
Ajaya, same question.
My reaction was, I didn't know until I just got hopped on social media. I seen people celebrating. And my initial reaction was, what the fuck are y'all celebrating? Like,
that too.
Is Biden really better than Trump? And then I was like, man, people are really still invested, no matter their level of wokeness. They still are invested in the system and still feel like that someone in office is going to make it better.
Mm-hmm.
People are still under the spell.
Deeply.
Yes, they are definitely in trance. And the crazy thing is that this whole election thing, I got into it with some family members actually. I had to use my Denzel and training day voice on the phone. Everybody in my house was looking at me crazy. Because no matter what, I'm gonna eat regardless. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna vote for the lesser two evils. You know what I'm saying? We got whatchamacallit with his son over here making deals with China and living like Bobby Brown. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
Because and then if you think about it, if you choose the lesser of two evils, then you chose.
Mm-hmm. Right, you chose evil at the end of the day.
So you support it.
Mm.
And whatever happens, that, I was like, you're choosing the less of two evils, so you still chose evil. That's the choice you chose to make. So live with it. You know what I mean? And people are proud of that. And I'm like I said, if you want to vote, vote. I've been saying that the whole time. Like, if you want to vote, vote, cool, whatever. But like, when you knowingly saying that you're choosing the lesser of two evils, and neither one of them are any good. Okay, hold on. And neither one of them are any good, then why are you picking? Like, if someone says, "Are you gonna eat shit or are you gonna eat shit on a plate?" Like, I'll pick the plate because that's the lesser of two evils.
Mommy, I want more.
Either way, you still do with your breath.
Right. No. And it's crazy how proud people are of it. Like, I've seen way too many people tweeting and posting, yeah, we know Biden's a pedophile, but we'll deal with that later for my comfort. Like, okay, so no, like, I have screenshots. I ain't gonna put nobody on blast, but I've seen it way too much. And I'm like, first of all, who is we? What are you finna do? What do you mean we're finna deal with it later? We includes you, right? So what do you think you're going to have any control over this? So people definitely are fully, it's not like, you know, in the past you could kind of give people somewhat of a benefit of the doubt and still not really, but it's out in the open and people are knowingly deciding to still pick evil. Like they have no other choice.
And the biggest thing with me is that I've been black my whole life.
Word.
I shall remain nameless. But, you know, I never was a big fan of government and how things work. I've been told not to trust the feds. My father had the bright idea to, you know, show me the video Loose Change when I was young. And that did it out. That did it all right there. I was like, wow, I don't trust none of you niggas. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, keeping that in mind, keeping in mind that the way that I am, honesty is everything with me. So if you lie to me once, you're pretty much dead to me. I don't care what it is. So if we'll cut off somebody that we know who lied to us about whatever it was, you know, sometimes people lie about the dumbest things. Like, yo, I cheated even though I really ain't cheat. Like, you know, this niggas just lie for dumb things.
Right.
So if we'll cut off somebody for lying for something goofy that we know in real life, why are we still giving people second chances that have a history of lying to us constantly?
Right. No,
right.
And that's a good question, because I actually saw someone say how, you know, they were aware that Biden was, you know, racist, but they said that he was a type of kind and ignorant racism, or excuse me, racist, where he didn't know any better, whereas, you know, Trump was an outward hateful racist. And I'm like, so vote for racist. Like, what is a kind racist? Never heard that before, but I've never seen so many people just turn a blind eye willingly. This is willful ignorance at this point. Or it's not even ignorance.
It's all around goofy. That's what it is.
Yeah, like they're trying to justify it. Like, they know it's wrong. Everybody in their core knows it's wrong. But they're trying to find a way to justify it because they are still invested in the system. They're still programmed. Like, we went through 12 years of great programming. If you went to college, you got some more about how important politics was and how that's your way, your voice, and that's how to change. So if that's not true, people aren't ready to accept that's not true because they don't know what else to do. Like, so if my vote doesn't count and these people are going to continue to do wrong regardless, where does that leave me?
Right, because that's what a lot of people would say. What else do I do? Like, we have no other choice. And I'm like, don't you?
Well, actually, and this may be too early to bring this up, but whatever. This was a missed opportunity for the quote unquote revolution. Because if we have two candidates that nobody really is gung-ho for, this was a chance to boycott the system, to be like, you know what? Nah, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
This was the time. You know,
as the folks say, period.
Nobody wants to do that because they're scared, because they're like, well, this system is still going to continue whether we vote or not, so we might as well participate. And it's like, no, that's not
it's not true. That's not how anything works.
That's like, I mean,
it has to
Rosa and them supposed to just get on the bus and just go to the back of the bus and just like, well, the system's going to continue no matter what, so we might as well like, They don't even, like, you don't participate. They got the fuck off the bus. They didn't get on the bus and just keep talking to the bus driver about moving to the front. No, they stayed off the goddamn bus until shit changed. Like,
right.
Allegedly, because I've heard stuff about
well, allegedly.
Well, yes,
that was an
yes.
example, but you know,
Yes.
whatever, you know, that might have been an inside operation, whatever, so it's cool. But it was an example
The
that
moral's
everybody
still
knew.
there.
Okay, listen,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be too woke.
Yeah. You got to make sure people could, keep up.
Yeah, but then, like, the other thing is people don't want to work to find an answer of what is the solution.
Mm-hmm.
So just because you're lazy, you're intellectually lazy, you don't want to work to find another solution. Or just say, fuck it, I failed. But I'd rather go down saying, fuck that shit, I don't know what else I'm going to do, but I know it's not that, than just participating because you don't know what else to do. Like, what kind of, like, coward shit is that?
Have some dignity.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's some weak-minded shit for sure. Like, people, because that's what people start to ask. Well, what's your idea? What can we do better? Like, I have, like, I've been doing my research, and even if I haven't, like Ajaya said, I know I'm not doing that anymore. Like, but there's a lot of people who don't know what to do without someone taking care of them. It's not like the government is their God. Like, for real, they don't know what to do without it. That's why, because I had said something about how come people are fighting for, healthcare instead of preventative care. Like, why are you not fighting to have a stronger immune system? Like, why are you not fighting for that to be the standard? Y'all want to be taken care of. You want to be able to do whatever you want to your body, to make it sick, eat whatever you want, not take care of yourself, and then for someone to take care of you for the rest of your life because of yours. No one wants to be accountable for their decisions. They want someone to tell them what to do, how to live, and how to be. And it's weak-minded, because what are you going to do if all of this is taken from you?
Cry.
That's yeah.
Like literally, if no one went in the White House, like, I think people would be more upset if no one went in the White House than if Trump gets reelected, because I still think Trump is going to be in the White House another 4 years. So,
also.
Like,
but,
I'm not, like, they got everybody too fucking amped up, and people out, you about to lose your job. All this extra,
and oh my,
y'all are about to, they about to swallow all of that stuff. And, people don't like being proved wrong and all that good stuff, and like the pride and the ignorance and everything all mixed together is just gonna cause chaos. Like, it's gonna be a
shit show.
It's gonna be a fucking shit show. Like, it's gonna be rioting. It's gonna be like all
because
like
they've been boarding up buildings for riots since before the election. No one was gonna riot if Biden won. They know that. So they've been doing this for weeks.
Yes,
our
downtown is boarded up. Our downtown was boarded up because it got hit during the Black Lives Matter. They busted out windows all down there. So they was like, hey, we boarding up. We boarding up for the election. And man.
So, two things. I think that this is going to play out how it was some Super Bowl that I can't remember, where it looked like one team was up and there was a bunch of people at the bar. They was all dancing and stuff like that because it was a home team. And then they showed right after they lost and it was just quiet. That's exactly what's about to happen. And the thing is that, we talk about the lesser two evils, but people are forgetting that when it comes to the media, Trump is a necessary evil. He's a necessary evil. A lot of people that had media jobs rely on him. The media, no one was watching him like that. He gave you power. So you're gonna have this. This is a perfect play. This is a perfect storm because it gets your hope up. It gets your hopes up and everything like that. That he's gonna be free or whatever. Even though I ain't want to talk about that.
But you're right about that.
You get hope for that, and then you're gonna get hit with the okie doke, and then it's gonna be utter chaos. And when there's chaos, it's a perfect time to enact other things.
Exactly. So then you got, because it's 2020. Like, think about all the shit that has happened in 2020. Doesn't this make for the perfect ending?
Yeah.
Like they vote December 14th. Yeah, I don't understand how any thinking person doesn't feel this setup.
Wait.
Like, how do you not?
December 14th. I thought they had the election already. Do you mean the electoral college?
Yeah.
And then people will even say that the electoral college is the one who picks the president. But yeah, you're still celebrating the popular vote. Why?
Right.
Because
Like
you're
this
under a
hasn't been
spell. Because you're under a spell. You've been programmed, and you keep watching these the news, which Trump been telling everybody since forever. The fake news media, like they can literally just make all this shit up and report it, get the people all feeling a certain way, and they're telling you it's a projection. Like they're telling you it's a projection. So like if everybody knows how 2020 is going, Trump done already filed lawsuits. You should know this is not about to go any kind of normal way. Like,
right.
Out of the oven.
Yeah, big facts. And
Right.
just it's the perfect season finale for 2020, because everyone this is the worst year ever. Even though I know a lot of people have flourished in this during this time, myself included, and it's just like this is just a constant reminder of the powerlessness that
powerlessness. Yeah.
It's just like people are falling out. People are long-time friendships cutting off family members over politics.
Yeah.
Like
over something that doesn't even directly affect if we're being real.
Man, I seen somebody said, what did they say? They said, I didn't know white supremacy had a political party.
Right.
It's the same thing. Like, what
are the same party.
So how are you even celebrating? Like, how are you even celebrating?
I mean, this year definitely showed that all the people, because to go back to what Dwayne was saying about the media, people were starting to I won't say wake up, because a lot of people were just kind of, wavering, but people were at least starting to realize, the news wasn't authentic. But then what did they start doing? They started bashing Trump to get people back in. They had to find a common enemy, because I always say the enemy of your enemy is not your friend. Stop banding up with people just because you hate the same person. But people, clearly didn't learn that. So they're sitting here giving all this attention and energy to this and to hating Trump. They forgot everything that they claimed to have learned. It was so instant. I was like, dang, I had like this much hope for y'all, but all of that's gone now. Like the switch up was so quick. People are writing statuses. If you voted for X, Y, and Z, then don't you ever talk to me because you voted for this and this and that. And I'm like, word. So we forgot when Democrats were Republicans and vice versa. We forgot they literally switched names, just straight up switched names, and people forget about the Whig Party. It's like people are making fun of people for not understanding basic social studies, but you forgot basic history. And that the president doesn't make laws. Those things are decided in other parts. Congress, all hope I have for people is gone now.
We know who the hell was awake during social studies class.
I hated my social studies teacher, but
people are so, they can't let go.
Yeah, attachment.
And I just assume that because people be like, man, fuck this, fuck that, but you don't mean that. You never meant that, because you're still paying attention. Like, it shouldn't matter to you whether Trump or Biden wins. Like, it shouldn't matter any of it. Like, none of it should matter if you're really like, fuck the system. Like, I want Trump to win so people can stop being complacent. Like, at least if Trump's in there, maybe more people will be like, nah, really, fuck it. But I don't know no more. I'm with Hope. I don't know what it will take, people.
Yeah, because I remember when Trump first won or whatever, and I was in court for whatever reason. And there was a I'm not gonna assume he was a street nigga, but he was a street nigga. And he was like sitting there like, yo, we finished, man, we finished. And this girl was like, nah, we'll be all right. I'm just sitting there like disgusted. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, Trump was definitely a reason to like not be comfortable, to not just be complacent with just whatever. At I guess my most political, I would say I'm like little government as possible. Like I don't like mandated stuff. Like obviously, yes, make sure people aren't killing each other. I guess defend yourself or whatever. But for the most part, like mind your business. Let people do what they do. Shut down these pedophile rings and let's keep it moving.
That's all.
And then to think that we had they had Obama. I ain't even gonna say we because I ain't never voted a day in my life. So so Obama for 8 years. What happened? Did anyone's life drastically change? Was you on the come up? What happened with Obama for 8 years? So what do you think is about to happen with Biden? Like, how are you excited? Like, people are, they're almost thrilled. More excited for Biden than they were for Obama, just because of the hate of Trump that was cultivated in the media. That's what this is all about. They programmed everyone to hate Trump so much that they would vote and participate just despite Trump. And that worked. The setup. It's just at this point, I just have to sit back and admire evil genius when I see it.
I was just saying that. I low-key have to give them a pat on the back because I sure was maybe 10% of people who claim that they learned something will hold their ground. No, people who I thought were because we had conversations and even, quote, the spiritualists, they're doing the same thing over here, posting niggas' birth charts and doing, I'm like, no, what? If you really know what's going on, none of this matters anyway. Why are you doing all of that? So invested, people of all sects, and they're thrilled. They are freaking thrilled because they hate Trump so much.
And since when is Kamala a Black woman?
Listen,
nothing in the background because we just looked at her birth certificate. What's it? Yesterday or this morning? Yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. And her wife, her mother, who looks very Indian, is listed as a Caucasian.
Yes.
That ain't Black.
And they're from India, East India, Indian.
Yes, from India.
And why? And under her father, it said under race, it said Jamaican. Was Jamaicans an ethnicity? Not an ethnicity, nationality.
Right.
Not a race.
Not a race.
I heard he was Indian too, by blood, just born in Jamaica. Because Jamaica is one of those Caribbean islands that have some of everybody on there.
Yeah. You kind of look niggerish, but yeah, you might.
Well, yeah, anybody with a little brown in their skin.
there are some dark Indians for sure.
Yeah, if Kamala had, you could tell, she don't got no type of, style or flavor, or I seen her trying to dance, and I'm like, come on, y'all, this
she
is
ain't got no sauce.
Come on, y'all know she don't got the sauce, but y'all just want to claim.
They're so excited.
They just want to claim it so bad. Y'all
I keep
really
seeing
put Black girl magic.
She's so Black, how come she can't twerk?
What'd you say?
She's so Black, how come she can't twerk?
At least do a shoulder roll or something.
That's what I'm saying. Something.
She was uncomfortable. That's why she always laugh every time she try to dance, because she knows
she knows she can't dance.
She knows she can't dance. This is not her culture. She is fucking playing a game and Black girl magic. Woo, okay, Black woman. I cannot with people. I just really. Mm-hmm. Did y'all even look at the picture of her parents?
No,
I
they
guarantee
didn't.
y'all, if she had been walking down the street with her parents and she looked at you and she said, "Hey, nigga," y'all would have tried to beat her up any other time.
On site.
But
on
now,
site.
since she's running for vice president and she's pandering to the black people and she's claiming to be a person of color, has she even called herself black? Because I'm so out of the thing.
I don't think she has. She's been labeled as such, though, and people have made the "My VP is a Black woman" shirts already. So,
look, I heard she came up with a fake Chinese name to run as like an Asian before. So,
like, yeah.
Like, come on, man. I can't. Like, it's the Twilight Zone. Like, it's some type of alternate reality that I'm like looking around and being like, okay, like these people are really living in this, like really, really
deep.
Like deep. Yeah, like I'm really feeling like the Matrix, like the movie. Like these niggas that's not unplugged, like they plugged in. Like
No, that's really how it felt. Like this last little bit of celebration, I was like, people. I mean, I know we keep saying it. It's just I cannot believe how invested people are in every. It's not just like one, or it's every aspect of all of this. They really are betting their lives. Like people were talking about how they're afraid if Trump gets reelected that they're gonna die, that they're gonna do this, and I'm like, what are you talking? Where are you living to where you are afraid of your life? And the only thing I really see, folks talking about abortion, I'm like, okay, get your damn abortions. Like, go ahead, do whatever. I don't get what else people are so deeply afraid of. I really don't understand. And I'm not even, I don't know, dog. But that's what's been going around.
This is programming. Because I've been watching the news. Like, and they've been watching the news. And so that's what it is.
You told me 7.
Yeah. So the reason why it was
it's at 6. What time is it now?
So the reason why
okay, I'll try to.
The reason why I cannot think right now. The reason why people are so scared is because that's what the media told them to do. And it's weird because it's so masterfully planned out. Because, Trump told you, like, this is fake news, whatever. There was points where he wouldn't even do press conferences or like nothing like that. He was just on Twitter. So like the media was like starved at that point. So they're just trying to piece things together. They were like actually like on Twitter, like a social media thing. And that was the news. And again, like it was a necessary evil. Like it was a train wreck that you could not stop looking at. And so now this whole thing is happening, and this is the ultimate season finale, the kind of thing to make it seem as if it's going to be Biden or whatever. And I mean, really, it's like, basic difference between being shot and being stabbed. So, because if Biden, does end up winning or whatever, then the country's going to get back on lockdown. You niggas going to get vaccinated, whether you want to or not. And this is going to be this whole little situation. Like Bill Gates is already putting stuff in motion. Like this nigga came out the dark, out the shadows. So like,
he's ready to work with whoever.
Yeah, he's ready.
And notice the countries he thanked. He thanked Asia. He thanked Africa, and it was one other country that's not America for working with him. And folks always miss that because they think it's racist to call out other countries. But y'all don't know what's going on in these other countries and what kind of plans they have. Why are people from over there trying to come and work on a vac, and then they're trying to give it to Black people first and people with underlying conditions, which are us because of the heart disease, blah, 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 which is caused by diet. We know that, but,
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just mad goofy, yo. And then on the other end, you got Trump, who was just really trying to open the country back up because quiet as kept, like more niggas going to die from like being unemployed and not being able to eat than any virus ever. I made the mistake of saying it on a conference call one time, and I just shut the hell up after that. Like, so what are you talking about, dude? I was like, never mind.
Never mind.
I ain't say not a word. No.
Mm-hmm. I was like, watermelons and chicken dances. Like, oh, okay. So anyway, just what?
Like that's all. Like that's really all you can do is just like sigh. Like Like, this is real. Like, and then that's reminded me of why I said, like, I want to get out of the cities. Because it's not the government that makes me nervous. It's the fucking people. And how they're going to react when things start going down and all this stuff, like, da-da-da-da. Like, I don't want to be around, like, I don't want to be around fucking sheep who can be basically programmed to do anything. Like, you got programmed to wear a mask and cut your oxygen off.
You got programmed to vote in hordes for one person.
Yes. You got programmed to vote for white supremacy on two different faces. You got like, you got all of, like, you could be programmed to do anything. Like, you got programmed to kneel for to kneel during the national anthem. Then you got programmed to hell, the other programming is all this betting on sports, since you can't actually go to the games. So now everybody's fucking betting on the games and shit. Like, they like literally are just like open waiting for someone to tell them what to do. And like, I don't want to be around that shit if they tell y'all that, hey, guess what? There's no more food and we're not going to let you out your house. And, you know, like, I don't want to be around people like when this shit go down, because they're going to lose their fucking minds and just act. It's just people, man. Fucking people.
No, I mean, it's definitely always the people, because look at how they acted over some toilet paper.
They got programmed to go to buy toilet paper $5 a roll.
It's ridiculous. And, you know, if you really think about it, this is just chess pieces. Like, all these people that you're worried about, you're not worried about, like, you know, the queen or the king on the chessboard. You're worried about the pawns that are doing the king's work.
Wait, we can...
Like,
yes.
Trump's not gonna come up in your house, smack your wife, and take your food. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, somebody that's, you know, juiced up off this propaganda, you know, drunk up the Kool-Aid, they might do it.
Exactly.
So, you know, you need to really not invest yourself in just such propaganda and foolishness. And the crazy thing is, all of these educated Negroes, especially those that, you know, majored in mass communications, they tell you in journalism 101 that the media's sole purpose is to give information to the people and sway opinions. Straight up.
Just straight up.
They tell you that, like, I could have dropped out of college right then and there. I'm like, oh, so y'all niggas is evil. All right, say less. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it boils down to. And I think the worst part is that people know it and they still proceed to do that. And at that point, you just gotta wipe your hands clean and be like, peace. Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah. And that's what this time period has shown me. Like, people know it and are still doing it anyway.
Program, man. And I was like, that's because they know it, they've heard it, but they don't actually know it and believe it. Okay. It sounds cool to repeat because I'm woke and the media lies, but then you turn around and retweet the poll results. Like, the media can't lie about that. Like, I even seen somebody said, well, didn't they pass a law that says that the
I saw that.
They have to vote. Yeah, they have to vote with the popular, or the electorals, the electorates have to vote with the people of the state. And I'm like, so you riding on what they said? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you actually believe that they're going, like, to keep a law or policy? It's not even a law. Like, on top of Trump has already filed lawsuits, and on top of that, they sent out unsolicited ballots to people. Like, that's enough to overturn any court. In any court, that's enough to overturn the results, just because y'all sent out ballots to people who didn't ask for them. You don't know who sent that back. Like, they set it up for Trump to go to court and win.
Right. And like, then people were saying that
from getting locked out.
Mm-hmm. And they said people had dead relatives voting and whatnot. Yeah. So all of that, but
they said Joe Frazier voted.
No.
Then they said they locked out the poll watchers or whatever, people who were supposed to monitor the voting and everything.
Right, and they've never done that before.
And they locked them out. So I was like, they literally set the stage for Trump to go to court and win.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's got to go down. The brief history of the lies that have been told by this media. They told us that they landed on the moon. They told us the cigarettes were healthy. They told us that all these diet fads were like the Atkins diet. They told us that steak, potatoes, and it was like a balanced like dinner. And they told us that cereal with like metal in it was part of a balanced breakfast. Like they told us like so many things.
Milk does your body good.
Yeah, like your ass ain't lactose intolerant. But anyway, like they told you all of these different things, and it's just like people just want to be dumb. This is easier to be dumb, I guess. But
it's uncomfortable. Like, I've been in this game for a minute. So like I've been uncomfortable for a good 10 years. But like at first it like it's easier just to go back and be like, I don't even want to know, because that's a lot. So like, okay, you're comfortable in your oppression. That's what we're seeing right now, is people are actually comfortable in their oppression and they just want to give lip service. They don't actually want freedom, because with freedom comes responsibility. So, okay, yeah, you're going to come off of this system. Okay, so how are you going to eat? Where are you going to find your food? How are you going to get your clothes? You know what I mean? Like, yes, you have to figure that out. That is freedom. Freedom is responsibility. Like,
but we know people are lazy.
Yeah,
that's it.
Exactly.
People are lazy. They don't actually want to go.
Mm-hmm. And
no, people don't actually want freedom.
And it ain't bad enough. If it was bad enough, like they said it was, if Trump was really as bad as they said it was, and they had this, because I thought this election was Mermaid Man versus Barnacle Boy. I don't care what anybody says. That's what it was. It was two old niggas that, whatever. That's what it was. So if it was really that bad, it's just definitely a time for niggas to rise up and be like, nah, we're not taking this, whatever. We demand. This was the perfect time for the revolution. And niggas was just like, nah, you better vote. Vote or else. I'm just like, for what?
They fumbled the bag, like, completely.
And that's what basically at that point I've always given up on society, but like I really gave up on you niggas. So now it's just people that want to be woken up will be woken up. Obviously we're not gonna continue to indoctrinate our kids into foolishness. That's the least we could do. The very bare minimum we could do. But
bare minimum.
Hey, this niggas just gonna have to die. I don't know what to say.
I mean, that's really what it is, because the sheep are always getting herded to fucking slaughter. Like, and like, I mean, people are about to be so depressed and angry, and like, just mental illness is about to go up. Like, it's just about to be, because they're like, okay, Biden won, I'm happy, and da-da-da-da. Oh, Trump won, oh, I'm so sad. What is this system? What are we going to do? Racism is going to be here forever. Racism is going to be here forever, regardless if you stand in a system where racists run it. Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, what? Like, the common sense was educated out of everybody. It was just educated right out of it.
Big facts. Matter of fact, I remember back in the day, and it kind of like disappeared, but I remember like I was in like advanced English classes or whatever. And they used to have things where we used to have like questions like titled critical thinking. And I think that, I don't recall seeing that past like 6th grade. So like the whole concept of even thinking for yourself, or like what's your opinion on certain things, is just.
Unless you remained in the gifted and AP classes, they didn't do those anymore. They stopped them after middle school.
Well, there's that. So for the people that I guess are half asleep, like they understand that something's going on and they're not sure exactly what to do, but they know that celebrating or being afraid is not what to do. What would you ladies say they should do at a time such as this?
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, multitasking. I would say they just have to pick. Like, it sounds kind of harsh. There was a period where you had a little bit more time, but these days we don't. So the people who are kind of, half and half, lukewarm, whatever, they got to make a decision, and they got to make a decision quick, because it's going to be a point real soon where you can't waddle and you can't straddle the fence. So they just got to decide. Either they're going to want actual freedom, which, like Ajaya says, is taking responsibility and figuring out how to do things on your own, or you continue in limbo for the rest of your life. You just have to pick. Like, it's a hard decision, just like we said earlier, we finally gave up on niggas. It's a hard decision, but you have to make it. That's what life is. It's choices. So you're gonna have to pick at the end of the day. Sucks, but it's true.
Basically, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, people are not going to change their mind. You know what I mean? Like, the people who are invested in there's no more like waking people up. Now we're at the point of you're connecting with like spirit people. You're connecting with those people who want to build and you build. Like, that's it. Like, I'm not going to debate with nobody. I ain't trying to enlighten, share no information. I'm doing what I'm doing. Be a part of it. Learn from it. We can build together separately. We can whatever, but the general masses, bye. Like, bye. I don't have nothing for you. Like, you picked your side. You're with the U.S. system. You picked your side. I'm not. There we go. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not invested. I'm not. You want to be it. Let's go. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like, and we talked about this before on some other ones. There are all quote unquote Black people don't feel the same, don't have the same agenda, don't want to have the same goals or whatever. So find ones that do, you know what I mean? Find people who do and connect with them. Like, there's no more saving Black people. Like, it's just stop the madness.
Big facts. Yeah, I mean, basically, it's just a matter of realizing that your top priority is saving you and your family. Save yourself, save your family.
Your immediate, people in your house,
like niggas in your house. You know what I'm saying? That's you're right. I should have specified, because certain cousins ain't gonna make it.
Cousins just gotta go too. Yeah. Cousins, aunties, uncles.
Yeah, they just belong to the streets. It is what it is. And then also just making sure that no matter what side they choose to be on, not shaming them for that choice. Like, look, that's your choice. That's what you made. We'll help you make an informed decision. But if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? They'll probably try to shame you the other way, because that's, but being a bigger person, like, all right, cool, whatever.
Ooh. That's why I said I wasn't even speaking on voting or anything until I just kept seeing people be like, well, if you don't vote and our ancestors died for the right to, and blah, blah, this. I was like, y'all, shut the fuck up, go vote, get your sticker and be happy about your sticker that you voted for white supremacy and to continue to be oppressed. Do that. But, like, stop trying to shame people into feeling a way about not voting as if I'm somehow dishonoring the ancestors by not voting for people, like, for the same system that killed them. Like, I cannot.
And folks don't even know their ancestors for real, just saying that phrase, like, just shouting out, oh, don't dishonor the ancestors. Who are your ancestors? Literally, worry about you.
Mm-hmm.
Your ancestors must have been some voters. So I guess honor them, because mine told me fuck it.
Come from a long line of hoe niggas. Yeah, so that's I think we've pretty much covered everything here. So
it's sad. Like, ain't even nothing to say. It's just like, I can't believe we're still having these conversations. I can't believe people are still so invested. Like, the loss for words. There's nothing to say. Like, it speaks for itself.
Yes. People have shown their ass.
I thought COVID did it. But I was like, people ain't healthy. Okay, they scared. But this really did it. Like, on a whole nother level.
All right, so About to wrap this up. Final thoughts, Hope?
Yeah, final thoughts is just, just focus on you. I like we said over and over again, I definitely thought that this might have been it for people, but just focus on you, because a lot of people are going to listen to this and be just as mad as the people who are trying to get people to vote in the first place. So, I mean, all you can do in the day is worry about you and make sure you're good, and also unplug. Remember, media isn't real. Media provides a perception. It's not reality. So get into what you need to do, get work done, and stop being lazy. That's also, get off your ass and do some work for yourself.
Ajaya.
So I'm gonna go kind of woke here in the spiritual sense. And remember, this shit is a spiritual war. So they got everybody all happy. Oh, da, 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 to bring all that shit crashing back down just in time for the winter solstice to have you so fucking depressed and angry and fearful and upset and da 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 at a time where we're supposed to be ascending and focusing on our spirit. We're supposed to be coming out of this whole idea of even being a race, of even being a fucking being and being bigger than that and being a spiritual being, and they got everybody stuck in fucking being black or white or gay or all this petty stuff that, like, we are past this shit. Like, we're past this shit, and like they got people so wrapped up in it that they can't. I don't even want to say a sin because I hate that it's just, that's become whatever, but that they can't even see the truth of who they really are because you're so stuck on shit that's outside of you, that you're just gonna get left. Like I already said, I think 2020 is my last year on social media, man. I can't, like, cause I just get irritated and sad and frustrated, and I want to say shit, but I know it don't matter because everybody ain't gonna do nothing. But like, I don't know, this shit's crazy. But it's a spiritual war. Like, it's not even about it's about keeping you so fucking distracted that you can't even see all of the fucking major changes that are going on, like in the cosmos, like in the literal, how the world, like everybody's so depressed. And I'm like, man, 2020's been lit. Like the energy's been good. Like it's just been changing. I've been like growing all this stuff. And I'm like, if y'all unplug from that shit, y'all could get into the real energy, but they got y'all so tapped into this bullshit that's the only energy you can tap into.
Right.
Have fun.
And to add on to that, the Electoral College Day, when they decide it is a new moon and the first solar eclipse of the past 10 years, I think they said. We had a partial one earlier this year, but it's a full solar eclipse and new moon. So to add on to that, it's going to be an intense day.
Yes.
It's going to be an intense day.
I also heard that Mr. 45 likes to participate in black magic or nigga magic or whatever. So yeah, the perfect storm. So yes, this is my final thoughts are basically like, look, the government was never meant to save you. It was meant to save yourself. All the stuff that you honestly want the government to do for you as far as programs and stuff like that, if you just galvanized with like-minded people and really cared about your community, you could do that yourself. You could set up a nonprofit or whatever the case may be, and just do it that way. But to constantly be on the teat of white America is just, it's a parasitic and borderline symbiotic relationship. Like, they need the poor people, and the poor people need the government. They need somebody to subjugate. They need somebody to fight their wars for them. They need somebody to vaccinate and experiment on. They need all that. And by constantly investing in that system with your vote, your voice, your energy, your time, you just keep feeding the beast. Even from like a spiritual level, like if you think about, you're lifting the praises. That's what it basically is. Like all this attention, that's just praise. You're giving the machine the praise. And in a situation like this, no matter whether it's, it's energy, whether it's positive or negative, like they're harvesting that. All that energy that you're directing towards them is they're just harvesting that. So you're going to get you at a high and then they're going to get you at a low. So you're getting screwed either way. So just unplug. Be better than that. Rise above, raise your vibrations, all that other cute stuff they be saying on like the back of like pamphlets and open mics and all that other stuff. Like, just don't be a loser. Yeah, all right. Hope, if they want to find you, where can I find you at?
So you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Hope You Smile, and my doula page will be coming soon. It will be manifestofhope.com. So there you go.
And you can find me at www.ajayadivine.com. Social media for right now is Ajaya Divine on all platforms. My podcast, Infinite Beings in America. If you're looking for somewhere else to align and you done being a U.S. citizen, shoot me an email. Just saying, we got laws. Hey, fuck them. I said fuck them. If you want to say fuck them with me, come on. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
You can find me where you found me at. Make sure you like, subscribe, slander. It is what it is. No matter what you do, make sure you don't vote.